Welcome to another video blog by Susie Comer. I am the rector at St. Mark's Episcopal Church in Richmond, Texas, and this is June 24th, 2020. Last week, I had a rejuvenating time camping in comfort far from the city. It was a time to ponder all that has been happening, but also to get away, to get centered and quiet, to seek to listen to God's healing and grounding presence in my life. The biggest surprise for me last week on vacation was the stars. They peppered the inky sky with white pinpricks, and I was reminded that the light I was seeing was very old and that it had traveled a very long way. And the stars had been there all along, shining at great distances, suns of every sort and size, while our human-made light all around Houston blinded me to their ancient presence. He who made the Pleiades and Orion, who turns midnight into dawn and darkens day into night, who calls for the waters of the sea and pours them out over the face of the land. The Lord is his name. It was good to get away from the noise, the wrangling, and the fearfulness and rage for a few days and remember once again that God's creation is right there within reach, and it is beautiful and unworried. Life conforms to the path of the sun, as it rises and heats throughout the day, and as it sets and cools again, all life must adjust itself to the sun's powerful, dominant presence. The heat of the sun in central Texas in the summer is humbling. Like most other creatures, I had to creep into the shade and cool and wait out the hot hours of the day. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. Day by day, I watched the canyon wren move from spot to spot, looking for insects and trilling out its liquid song, and I was awed by its beauty. I saw a painted bunting sing and sing from the top of a tree nearby. How lovely is your dwelling place, Lord Almighty. My soul yearns, even faints, for the courts of the Lord. My heart and flesh cry out for the living God. Even the sparrow has found a home, and the swallow a nest for herself, where she may have her young. A place near your altar, Lord Almighty, my King and my God. Down on the Pedernales, the river flowed, fresh and greenish, over wide slabs of rock beside weathered palisades of rock, with a little bit of rapids upstream and reeds and grasses along its sides. Among the high grass were many places where small creatures hid. The river was a constant, a source of life in an arid and spare environment. It will come about that every living creature which swarms in every place where the river goes will live, and there will be many fish. For these waters go there, and the others become fresh, so everything will live where the river goes. On hikes, the smell of the kidneywood trees tingled honey-like, and the tiny white flowers provided nectar for bees and others. Grasshoppers of varying types and sizes were everywhere, leaping away and leaping to land upon me as I walked. Some had wings, others had orange and black stripes on their legs. I wondered whether John the Baptist roasted them first before eating them. John had clothing made of camel's hair and wore a leather belt around his waist. His diet consisted of grasshoppers and wild honey. As the sun moved toward the horizon, the wind would pick up, the slight breeze growing, whipping along, cooling everything off, blowing through the tent for hours. Bless the Lord, O my soul. O Lord, my God, you are very great. You are clothed with honor and majesty, wrapped in light as with a garment. You stretch out the heavens like a tent. You set the beams of your chambers on the waters. You make the clouds your chariot. You ride on the wings of the wind. You make the winds your messengers, fire and flame your ministers. And at night, along with the wind, the grasshoppers and katydids and other unseen insects sang and called to each other back and forth ceaselessly. The stars shone overhead and spun toward the western horizon until the sky became gray and the sun returned. One deep calls to another in the voice of your cataracts. All your rapids and floods have gone over me. The Lord grants his loving kindness in the daytime. In the night season, his song is with me, a prayer to the God of my life. It's good to be back.